Hello everybody, we're back! I thought it was about time that I did a review of the new Lusithand Double NFP Special Mark II. You probably want to hear it. I'm just going to get started with that. I've now had this for a little while in the bass that I've been trying to make as close to a Wal Bass as possible. You may recognize this from my other videos. And I've become a lot more familiar with using it and got some more insights about how it works for me and how it might work for you. This latest version of the Double NFP Special, the Mark II, has volume, obviously, with an adjustable treble boost. It's got your blend between the pickups. It's got a filter for each pickup for the roll-off frequency. And within each of these filters, you then can activate the switch to give you a further boost of the resonant peak for each filter. Nuno has tweaked this latest version of the Double NFP Special. The previous version had different frequency ranges that were affected by each of the filters. In the old version, the front pickup filter went from 100 Hz up to 4 kHz and the rear pickup from 200 Hz up to 4 kHz. In this newest version, it's now very close to a wall. The front pickup filter now goes from 100 Hz up to 2.5 kHz and the rear pickup filter goes from 200 Hz up to 2.5 kHz. So, I'll take the bass, I'll play with it a bit, and I'll give you more of an idea of the range of sounds that's available. I've taken it to just the front pickup, and I'll play with revoicing that pickup and give you an idea of the kind of sounds that are available. Just use a nice simple bass line for this kind of work. Let's take it down to about an 8. Pleasant, like a precision bass getting rolled off. Let's take it down further. This is about a 6 out of 10. Four out of 10. And now a 2 out of 10. Very dubby. And now here's it down at the lowest part of the travel, 0 out of 10. Fun. Now, let's activate the filter switch and give ourselves a little boost and see what that sounds like. That's us back up at 10. Eight. Unboosted. Boosted. Subtle, but useful. I'll take it down to a 5, unboosted. And then boosted. Getting that real honk now coming out of the pickup. Cool. At the lower end, this is a 3 unboosted, and then boosted. And then right down the lowest end, and then I'll boost it. For the rear pickup, it's not too dissimilar. Filter is all the way open, set at 10. Okay, take it down to an 8. Then we'll take it down to a 6. Then we'll take it down to a 4. Let's take it down to a 2. And then we'll try it right down at the bottom of its range. Then we'll take it back up, we'll activate the filter. So this is the filter unactivated. And now it is activated. That's it activated. We'll take it down to an 8. And now down to a 6. Then we'll take it down to a 4. So that's with the filter active. Take it down to a 2. And then we'll take it right down to 0 out of 10 and keep the filter switch active. Now, that's giving you some idea of how the system works for each individual pickup, but to be fair, the real magic of the system comes from blending how much you get of each pickup. This is everything set flat, the filters are all the way open, the pickups are equally blended, there's no treble boost on. This is just how it sounds stock. Sounds great. Now let's start making things. I'm going to darken the pickups a little bit, take them down to an 8, leave a little gap in the treble at the top end. Lovely. And then I can add the treble back in, but in a different spot. If I turn the filters back up and boost there, the treble will boost around about 2.5K, 3K, that sort of range. If I pull the switch, I now get a boost around more like 6K, which gives quite a different quality to the sound. That's a bit different to if I boost the treble here. I've got both filters set to 8, and if I boost the treble where it sits there, Quite a different sound, just as good, but different. This illustrates nicely one of the concepts I want to go into, which is just trying to mix the pickups to find the sound you like. Turns out I kind of like a reasonably bright back pickup, so I'll have that set round about to 9 or 10. I like a slightly darker front pickup, so that's set more like to a 5. And then you get some lovely blended sounds. And of course you can do the classic Jacko kind of stuff for the back pickup. I'm set to 90% rear pickup. I've filter boosted at the front, up the front pickup to about a 10, so I get a little bit of treble coming through around about that 2.5, 3 kilohertz kind of range. And I've set the rear pickup to around about a 2 and boosted that as well, so I get a lot of honk, not too far above the sort of 200 hertz-ish range, you know, something kind of offensively MIDI, basically. Sometimes you might maybe want a slap sound. Blend both pickups in the middle. Use my rear pickup to add some of my treble and mids back in. My front pickup becomes my sort of bass boosting pickup. And then I'd probably pull the treble switch just to add that kind of bright, kind of Mark Kingy, slappy, toppy endy kind of thing. Another way that I'll use the preamp is to emphasize the mids in the rear pickup. So I'll activate my switch there sometimes. Check out what that sounds like by blending all the way back. I might add in a little bit more low end from the front pickup. I brought the pickup blend back to center and just adding in a fair bit of low end from that front pickup. If I want some treble, something a little bit more clicky and picky, chimey. I think I can hear a lot of Tool fans out there who want to hear what it sounds like when you try and do the Justin Chancellor thing. We could really go for it by having both pickups all the way open, boosting both filters at the very top end, so that'll get us a big boost around about 2.5, 3 kilohertz, and then adding the 6 kilohertz treble boost as well. I think it might be useful if I just pull out my wall and we'll have a brief check of what it sounds like alongside that. So this is my wall. Everything's full open. We've got an equal balance between both pickups. So this is what happens to that tool riff that I played earlier if I boost the treble knob. Here's it without the treble boosted. Here's it with boosting the treble by pulling each of the filters. So we get a 3K, 2.5K boost, something around there. And here's the boost if I activate the treble switch that gives the 6K boost up on top of that. Pretty similar to the Lusithand. There are a lot of pros to this system. There's a subtle saturation that the Lusithand Double NFP Special Mark II, as well as the Mark I, adds to your bass signal. For me, this sounds great. It's exactly what I want. It's what Wal Basses do as well. There are other filter EQ setups out there. The John East ACG EQ01 and the Underhill preamps come to mind. But having used or heard both of those systems, I think they're focused more on clean sounds than on adding any saturation or grit. If you want grit, this system adds a very subtle amount of it automatically, and I like that. Once you tend to get everything dialed in, you tend to gravitate back to those settings automatically. It gets easier to dial in the more you use it. I also really enjoy how you can almost emulate a range of different basses with this setup. There are some quirks to this system. You do need to spend a bit of time setting up the amount of treble boost you've got on tap, using the internal trim pot, and you do need to spend some time tweaking the internal pickup volumes and the Q adjustment, i.e. the amount of boost that you get out of each filter knob when you pull the knob. There is an interaction between how much volume you feed the filters and how much they will boost the signal coming out. I haven't formally measured it, but I think that if you turn the pickup gains up high and you turn your Q boosts up high, that you can get a good chunk more than 6 decibels of boost out when you boosted your filter. I would take that as a useful feature, as it allows a huge amount of adjustability, not only to perhaps blend pickups that are not evenly matched in output, if you've got 2 different kinds of pickup, but also giving you a bit of flexibility about how much boost you want out of your filter knobs. Another comment I would make is that it's absolutely essential to have numbered knobs for a filter preamp, or at least for me, it's essential. I find it very finicky to try and reproduce the sounds I want without having some kind of setting that I can go back to and reproduce easily, and numbered knobs are key to that. Fortunately, Nuno at Lusithand has worked up a set of numbered knobs that perfectly match the aesthetic that I'm looking for and work perfectly with his preamps. I'm a big fan of Nuno's work in general at Lusithand. This newest version of the preamp I think adds a lot of value over the existing version of the preamp, certainly enough to make it worth the time to upgrade in the way that I have done. I hope that gives you guys a better explanation of the Lusithand Double NFP Special Mark II and how it's different to the Mark I. If you'd like to explore a bit more, I can recommend my wall project videos, which were all about trying to emulate the sound of a wall. Thanks for coming. I'll see you guys next time.